Anything else needs to be mentioned? Yes, Fritzy.
If it looks like I'm not paying full attention to you, a very handsome man just stepped into the studio.
Oh, wow. Josh Duhamel. Josh, come on in. Is Josh...
You ready for me?
Yeah, come on
All
in,
right.
Josh.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. You know this show is on TV?
I do.
Just letting you know.
I do. How you doing? How's everybody?
The last time you were here...
Good to see you, man.
The last time you were here, you were surprised that we were on TV.
I know. I was in my sweats. This time I woke up literally 15 minutes ago. I just had to tie my shoes just before I walked in the set.
And it looks like you just woke up 15 minutes ago. You know?
I literally did.
Did you have a hard night last night?
No, I went to bed at 8:30 last night.
Really?
The night before was my birthday. It was my birthday 2 nights ago. So, yeah, I had fun.
What did you do on... What's a guy like you do on your birthday?
What did we do? I went to dinner, a pool party.
Who was there?
A buddy of mine, Ryan, and some other friends.
Friends?
God, it was a good birthday. 46. And by the way, I feel it because last night I was playing superheroes with my son on the floor.
Yeah.
And I literally, just a little, you know those little tweaks you get?
Yeah.
Next thing I know, my whole back seizes up and I could barely move last night. I could barely get in or out of bed.
That had nothing to do with the pool party, though, did it?
Might have. Might have been the backflips I was...
Well, it's good to see you.
It is good to see you
happy
too,
birthday.
man.
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So
What'd you get me?
What did I get you?
Yeah.
What did I get him, Paul?
An appearance on the show at an early morning.
Oh, no, I got you a Packer loss last night is what I got you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
See, you probably loved watching the Packers lose last night, being a Vikings apologist.
I have to admit, I don't get too upset about it.
But do you root against them? Like, were you rooting against Green Bay or rooting for Seattle?
I like the Packers organization. I think that they represent what I love about the NFL. Bears,
Do you like Aaron
Steelers.
Rodgers?
I love Aaron.
Have you met him?
Yeah, he's a good dude, and probably the most talented passer I think I've ever seen.
Okay, but do you agree with our poll question? Has his career been a disappointment?
Well, I think, and I don't know if and I don't really care if Packers organization hears me say it. I just think that they're not surrounding him with enough people. I think they're way under the cap, aren't they? Don't they have like $20 million or something that they could spend? How often do you get a quarterback that good and just sort of feel like they're just sort of not doing enough to
But haven't they been doing this? If you look that you've had Rodgers and Favre.
Yeah, they should have. They have 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, yeah. So in the span of that, look at what the Patriots have done.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Packers, it feels like you had Favre and you had Rodgers, 2 of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, and
you have 2 Super Bowl victories to show for it.
Yeah, I don't think they spend like they should, honestly. But who cares? I'm glad they don't.
Are you sad?
I'm a Vikings fan. I don't want the Packers to be winning.
How do you
Super
feel
Bowls.
about your team?
I feel good. I do. I think that we have a really strong defense when we're playing well and when we're healthy. I think that Cousins is playing as good as I could have imagined.
Yeah.
Truth is, I haven't seen a lot of football this year. I've been either gone or traveling. It's been a little bit frustrating for me this year with the football. I am going to the Vikings-Packers game, though, on the 25th.
In Minnesota?
In Minnesota.
Oh, so that is that Thanksgiving?
It's right after Thanksgiving. I think it's 2 days after.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days after.
And what movies you been? I know Transformers is, that's your big meal ticket, right?
That was my annuity.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great.
Is that all done?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. I mean, we did 5 of them, and I think they just did a Bumblebee spinoff. So I don't know how much more of that we can do.
Yeah, but if Wahlberg wants it done, then you'll have another one, right?
Maybe.
That pretty much, he greenlights those things.
Yeah, I just don't know if Bay will direct any more of them. I think he's kind of done with it.
But
he did a movie in Austin with Leslie Bibb, who's fantastic. Played a cowboy.
You're a cowboy.
Well, actually a goat boy. I'm a goat farmer.
Well, that sounds different than a cowboy.
It doesn't quite sound as sexy.
How did you prepare for being a goat farmer?
I milked a lot of goats.
Did you?
Yeah. Spent a lot of time out at the at the ranch.
Yeah, but
playing
you're
with the
from North Dakota. Did you ever, come across this?
I'd never milked a goat before.
Okay.
No.
Cow?
It was new for me. I had milked a cow.
Is there a big difference?
Well, the goats, they just hook them up to these machines and they kind of do the milking for you.
Oh,
I actually was on the cow.
really?
Yeah.
Yes, Fritzy.
I heard it was an utter disaster when you were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
My son was out there with me for part of it, and he tried it, and he thought the goat was, or the cow was peeing.
Well, I can understand
it.
it.
Looks like pee. He's like, is that pee?
At his
Like,
age.
that's not pee. Yeah.
I can understand that. Did you ever go to the Playboy Mansion?
I have been there one time. It was for, believe it or not, it was for a charity event. It was for a charity event.
Save the bikinis.
It could have been any night. That was probably 15 years ago. Why?
No, I'm just
Are you
curious.
inviting me?
Well, no, because it doesn't exist anymore.
What do you mean?
They sold it.
They did?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That was like a couple of years ago.
Really?
Hugh Hefner died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they sold it. The party's over, Josh.
Okay. Well,
I
it's not like I get invited there anyway.
I thought it was kind of creepy, though, when I went to the Playboy Mansion. Like the decor.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
It's
creepy.
sort of a walk back in time.
But it was creepy, too, the decor. And then there are certain rooms that you can go into and then other rooms that are awful. I wanted to know what the kitchen looked like. And they're like, nobody's going into the kitchen. I go, okay. I said, I just want to peek in and see what the... of all the rooms you're curious about, the kitchen's probably one of the last
Really?
ones.
Yeah. Why the kitchen?
I don't know. I just thought, well, let me see. I wanted to take a tour.
Yeah.
But it was weird because I ended up standing next to Ron Jeremy, Drew Carey, and Salami from The White Shadow. and then we had a waitress, one of the Dom triplets, and she was topless, giving us drinks. And so Ron Jeremy and Drew Carey and Salami wanted to talk sports. Like, no, I'm telling you the truth. This was my big, and then all of a sudden, big fanfare, Hugh Hefner comes out in his robe. And I felt bad for him because he had to give the appearance that he's,
Still,
he's still Hugh Hefner. And you had these young starlets who all look the same, propping him up out on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And I just said, this guy doesn't want to be out there acting like I'm the coolest guy. You're already the coolest guy in the room. So I don't know.
He had to maintain that image, I guess. But at a certain point, it's like...
But you work with James Caan on Vegas. And James Caan, I think, lived at the Playboy
he lived there
Mansion.
for a while. He did.
Did you ever talk stories with James Caan?
Of course I did.
He's got some stories.
Yeah, he's got more stories than anybody I've ever met.
And when it would give you Godfather stuff and
yeah, and
he's an intimidating guy.
He really is. He's one of those guys that he's a purist in the sense that he says or does things or says things before he really thinks about it most of the time. He doesn't, everything that comes out of his mouth or everything he does is authentic. It's gotten him into a lot of trouble. And he'll be the first one to admit that. But yeah, he is intimidating. And I remember he wasn't afraid to give me like notes and scenes, which he shouldn't have, and which I'm glad he did. But I always knew one was coming when he'd look at me and be like, "Hey, Josh, come over here for a second." There we go. And so he'd sit there and he'd talk to me and tell me how I could do better. And I actually really loved it. I needed it.
Wait, but that's not normal?
No, I mean,
we have to have a certain ego to think that I'm going to tell you how to get better.
and there's a certain, there's a seniority there that of course I'm going to listen to what he says. I mean, if it was some dude that was younger than me doing that, I wouldn't have.
Like if Shia LaBeouf did that to you. Did he ever do that?
Although I might take that advice from Shia too. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I have no pride. I have no shame.
Give me a difficult actor you've worked with.
A difficult actor that I've worked with?
Or a story.
Come on, man.
You don't have to do
me,
names. So who was just difficult? Nice grin there.
It was I don't know. No, I don't really want to get into that. That's just going to get me into trouble.
Well, just be vague with it.
I can't really be vague without exposing who it was.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Paulie, can you do some research there?
Gary Busey?
Never worked with Gary Busey. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah. So back to
I miss you guys.
So back to your story here. So
are you going to be at the AT&T?
Yeah, we're going to Pebble Beach again. Are you going again?
I'm going to be there.
Now, how do you get re-invited? How do they invite you back? Because
you never know. I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, and I've had friends who didn't get that invite.
Yep.
And I know my time's coming at some point.
Because
you look forward to that event just because part of it is such a hard thing to get invited to. But you kind of sit there and you know around the time that they come. So you're like, anything come in the mail today? No. So you get that invite, and it's kind of like Christmas in a way.
Because there's only so many that you get, and there's only so many people that they invite, the celebrities that are there.
Yeah.
And it's, I could understand when and you could get your golfer who wants you to play with him.
Right.
And sometimes that's your ticket in.
Right. The problem is they put me with somebody different every year, so I can't get a consistent player.
Yeah, that's not
I'm
good.
starting to wonder if it's me.
Yeah. I also saw where you made some headlines when you did an interview, Christine Leahy on Fox.
Yep.
And you were you called out Draymond Green.
I did.
And then the Golden State Warriors.
It was a big fat oopsie.
I know. But you were doing chivalry. You were standing up for Fergie and the anthem, and you called out Draymond Green.
Yeah.
And did you? They sort of mocked you with a video.
Oh yeah, they did.
They crushed you.
They got me. I took the L. I took a hard L on that one. That's one of those times you just got to go, oh my God, what was I thinking? And even when I said it, I was like, that might come back to haunt me. But I didn't. When I said it, I meant it.
But why didn't you tweet out, "I'm on Team Durant, not Team Draymond"?
Listen, I got no problems with Draymond. I really don't. I think he's an amazing basketball player. And I love the Warriors. Also, my feelings were a little hurt, especially when Curry was doing it. I was like, Curry, really? But I love you, man.
So explain what the Warriors did after you called out Draymond in this interview.
So I called him out in an interview, which was, here we go. I'm talking about it again. There it is. And I shouldn't have done it, mostly because Ferg doesn't want this keep coming back up.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did it. Christine asked me about it, and I should have just passed, like I should be passing right now. But so I said it. I meant it. I didn't mean I went too far. I shouldn't have said a real man would have done it. That was too much. But they heard it, and they decided to make some dance in Madison Square Garden after they won, and then they sent that out, and then I was like, oh God, how do I take, do I just like put my tail between my legs and just pretend that didn't happen?
They had a mashup of Fergie's song. So here it is right there on the big screen. And so they're playing the music here. And
she thought it was hilarious too, by the way.
Oh, she did?
Oh yeah, she thought it was really funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all oh my goodness. So they're all dancing there.
We should do that. Should we do that?
We should recreate that?
Should we do the Fergie remix?
I'm going to be Steph. This is my favorite, right? And look at the teamwork with Draymond and Kevin Durant. Like they're actually in it together.
Icing their knees.
Yeah. But did Fergie say thank you for standing up? Or did she say, why would you?
No, she did actually. She said it was sweet that she knew that I had her back. But again, I mean, sometimes I just open my mouth when I shouldn't. It was just one of those things that,
Could you have taken Draymond?
In what?
Fight?
No.
You could. Okay. All right.
He's 6'8". Yeah, right. He's a strong.
Yeah, but if you're really mad.
Well, yeah.
You're defending Fergie. Right.
I'm not going to fight Draymond if that's what you're asking.
Okay. All right. Paulie, bring out Draymond Green.
Wait, can you? I just said the S word.
It's all right.
All right.
And just keep moving.
All right, good.
Yeah. Nobody would have noticed until you
Until I just
made
brought it back up. See,
notice.
there we go.
Yeah. Got anything going on here coming up? Start going back to bed?
No, I'm not going back to bed. I feel good. I just gotten 10 hours of sleep.
Okay.
What do I got going on? I'm taking the rest of the year off. I just finished that movie in Texas, Austin, and finally showing mine. I know we've been talking about this my last 3 times out here. We're done. And I know I was going to have you do the VO for it.
Yeah, the voiceover.
I know. You know what? Here's the thing. God, this is awkward.
What is going on with you?
Well, here's the thing is, so we had it bookended with me doing the thing at the end of it. And we're going to have you do the front because you're Dan Patrick and it would have sounded that smooth, silky voice of yours would have been great.
Yeah.
But it really wouldn't have made sense for the movie. It would have kind of come out of nowhere. So I'm sorry, man. I really am.
Buddy games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're showing it to all the distributors on the 29th, and I cannot wait.
But don't you think you get a little bit more fanfare? I mean, Sandler puts me in his movies just because I talk about his movies on the air. So I could have helped you a little bit there. But that's not going to happen.
You still can't? No. You can't do that?
No. I actually did think about that last night that you were coming in and you kept saying, dude, you got to do the voiceover. Dude, you got to do the voiceover. And so I go, okay, send me the script. I'm going to send you the script. You got to do the voiceover. And then I thought I didn't get it. Like, how did I get a role that I didn't audition for, but you were giving it to me?
I would have loved if I would have planned for that a little bit better. It would have been great.
Olivia Munn is in this.
Olivia Munn is in it. Yeah.
Nick Schwartzen. He's Josh Duhamel, the actor known for Transformers, Life as We Know It, Safe Haven, the pride of Minot, North Dakota. It's always good to see you, bud.
You too, my man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me.
That's Josh Duhamel.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.